Hey guys, it's Gift of Gab. So today I decided to do a little bit of something fun for everybody to do at home, because I know everybody's been stuck in the house and not really being able to go out and do too many things, and schools are closed as of right now in a lot of places, so I know it's hard to for people to keep up with learning with their kids and stuff like that, especially if you're not used to it. It's hard to automatically adapt to having to be a teacher. So since I've got some free time, I was wanting to have something fun for the kids to do that where they can actually learn at the same time and just do something. Even though they're stuck in the house, they can still explore something that they haven't seen most likely before. So the only kids that have seen this backyard are the little cousins and stuff like that. So anybody else, this will be a completely new adventure. And even for the little ones that have already seen the yard, hopefully the things I'm going to be asking are things that they're not used to and can help them think a little bit. So we're going to be doing basically just a scavenger hunt, but it's going to be a bunch of different layers. And I'm going to be throwing in a lot of different information that hopefully the kids can learn from. For the smaller children, I'll be covering some colors, and we'll be looking for different colors, and I'll explain how different colors mix and stuff like that. And then there's some for the little bit older children about, I'm going to be doing like simple information about plants and stuff like that. And then for the even older children, I'll go over a little bit about the different states of matter and how to find stuff like that in nature. We have helpers today. Bella will be out here. She's currently not paying attention. Hello, Bella. Hi, Bella. Hey. Mikey's here somewhere. I don't know where Mikey went. I think he's around the corner. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna be doing today. And like I said, I know we've been a little bored. Hopefully this helps out and gives y'all something to do. Just stick the phone in front of the kid, and maybe a familiar face will help them focus a little bit. But okay, here we go. So the first thing I wanted to do was the different colors, and I figured my mom's little fairy garden would be a great way to show a lot of different colors, because you know, in the yard it's really just a lot of green and brown, and depending on your yard there could be a lot of different colors, but I know with our yard it's really just green, brown, and a little bit of yellow that you'll see later. But this really has just about every color in it. So let's do a little scavenger hunt for the littles here. So the first thing I wanted to go over was primary colors. And primary colors, there are three. And they are the three main colors that you cannot mix. Like, you cannot create a primary color by mixing other colors. But the three primary colors stem into creating all of the other colors. All the other colors in the rainbow, all the other colors in existence. The three primary colors that we're going to be talking about, the only three that exist, are the color red, the color blue, and the color yellow. So like I said, red, blue, and yellow are primary colors. Oh, here's Mikey. Hey, Mikey. Red, blue, and yellow are primary colors and cannot be created by mixing other colors, but they can create all of the other colors. Does anybody have any idea how you would make green by mixing two primary colors? And when I ask questions, you guys can pause, you can talk about it, you can discuss it as a family, or you can just kind of let the kid do it on their own. I will pause in general just to give them time to think, so you don't have to pause the video, but if that's something y'all want to talk about, that's completely fine. But that way you can kind of get the whole family involved. But, oh, distraction, look. Mikey doesn't know how to jump, but he wants to hang out with Bella, so okay. Okay, so does anybody know how to make the color green by mixing two primary colors? Again, the three primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. So how would you make green by mixing two colors? So the colors you would mix would be yellow and blue. When you mix the two colors, yellow and blue, you end up with the color green. Now what about, let's do the color orange. What two colors, primary colors, do you think you mix to get the color orange? Now to help you think about it, what two colors, primary colors, look the most like the color orange? Is it blue? Is it red? Or yellow? So which out of those three colors look the closest to the color orange? Now there's going to be two. So what two of those colors look like the color orange? Blue, red, or yellow? So when you mix the two colors that look the closest to orange, you get orange. And those two colors are red and yellow. So the last color we're going to cover is purple. Let's see if we see any purple in here. I found a little bit of purple right here, the little flower. That purple. So what two primary colors do you think you mix to get the color purple? Now remember, the only primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. So what two primary colors look similar enough to purple that you think they would mix to get purple? So if you guessed red and blue, you are correct, and that gives you purple. So have you ever thought about how a rainbow looks and how it's got the three primary colors, right? It starts with red, then there's yellow in there, and there's blue in there. But have you ever thought of the order in which the rainbow appears? If you remember, the rainbow is red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. And the reason that the rainbow shows up in that order is because as you put the primary colors next to each other, they mix and end up showing you that middle color. So red and yellow with orange in the middle, red and yellow mix to create the orange in the middle. And then you have the blue and the yellow, and they mix to create that green in the middle. So it's pretty cool, huh guys? How colors can just make other colors, and then some colors you can't even make. So if you go into the yard, what colors can you see? Like, what is this color here? And the grass, they're the same color, right? Well, what color is that? And then you have this color over here. And then you've got these flowers. What color are those? So look at these flowers. Can you mix any colors together to get this color flower? No, right? Because it's a primary color. Well, what about these flowers right here? Hi, Mikey. Can you mix any two colors to get these color flowers? Mikey's trying to help. What two colors do you mix to get this color? Red and blue. Here comes Bella. She jumped down. All right. So what about the shed? What color is the shed? Another yellow. Can you mix anything to get yellow? What about the green on the ground? What two colors do you mix to get the green? Blue and yellow. So the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is the difference between a living creature and something that's not living. Does anybody know how to determine if something is living or if it's not living? It's kind of a hard topic, considering a lot of people, you would think that just because something can move, or like if something talks to you, then that would mean it's alive and everything else isn't, right? Well, it's not quite right. So to determine if something is a living creature, it has to meet a certain section of categories. So one of the first categories would be, does the item you're looking at, so let's say this plant, does it respond to stimuli around it? Stimuli being something that affects it. So does something you do to the item change how it reacts and what it does? So looking at this plant, what is something that changes how it behaves? So sunlight is one thing, right? The sun makes it grow. Water too, when you add water, it also helps to make it grow. What about this pot that it's in? Is there stuff on it that makes it change? Does it respond to different things? Not in the same way a plant does, right? A plant responds within itself to the different changes around it. The pot just kind of sits there, and if something happens, it happens. It doesn't really know. Another thing that qualifies something as a living creature is if it reproduces. So can this pot reproduce? Can it make baby pots? No, right? Well, what about the plant? How do plants reproduce? Well, it depends on the plant. So some plants are like fruits or vegetables, and their fruits and vegetables are used to create more plants. Other plants, like, let's see, big trees, make little seeds, like acorns or pine cones, and those seeds are used to create more plants. Other animals, like dogs, people, cats, they give birth to babies. Whether it's a cat baby, a dog baby, depends on what you are, but you have babies. So different living creatures have different ways of reproducing. Another way to understand if something is a living creature or not is, does it grow? So you look at Bella. Does Bella grow? Yeah, Bella grows. Even though she's an older dog and she doesn't get bigger in the sense that she grows into a bigger, older dog, she still gets bigger, and maybe her tummy gets bigger, or her fur gets longer, or her nails grow. Mikey's still a puppy, so Mikey's gonna grow a lot. Mikey's still gonna grow. But even then, his fur is gonna grow, his nails are gonna grow, and his tummy might get bigger. It's the same thing with plants. The plants are gonna grow with sunlight and water. But is that pot gonna grow? I don't think that pot's gonna grow anywhere. Do you grow? So are you a living creature? Do you get bigger when you eat and when you drink water, and you get bigger and stronger? You do, right? So what things in this yard do you think are living creatures? Do you think this plant is a living creature? What about the dirt that it's in? Is the dirt a living creature? What about Bella? Is Bella living? And Mikey? Is Mikey living? The bench? Is the bench a living creature? I think Bella wants on the bench. What about this cat over here? Does that look like a real cat? So you think that's a living creature? No, right? What about this cactus? Do you think the cactus is a living creature? What about the rake against the tree over there? You think that's a living creature? So remember, living creatures are things that can reproduce, that respond to situations like water and sunlight. And the last thing is, does it grow? So what things can you see in the yard that are living creatures? What things do you see in the yard that aren't living creatures? So the last thing I want to go over is the 3 different states of matter. If you're little, you're probably not gonna know what I'm talking about, which is okay, you will learn. And if you learn it while I'm talking about it, then that's even better. This is more for the older kids, but learn as you will. So there are 3 different states of matter. Does anybody know what those are? So the 3 different states of matter are solids, liquids, and gas. So how do you determine what is a solid, what is a liquid, and what is a gas? So it's actually pretty easy. Solids have a solid physical form that when you touch it, it's solid. Makes sense? So what about liquids? What would you consider a liquid? Liquids are anything that don't have a physical form in the sense that they're hard or even squishy. Can you pick it up? Can you take it in your hand and hold on to it? This is a solid. This is a liquid. I can't pinch the water and pick it up. It just slides right through my hand. But I can pinch a leaf and pick it up. Pinch the soil and pick it up. I can pick up my dog. My dog is a solid. But I can't pick up the water because it's not a solid. The last state of matter is gas. And I'm not talking about your farts or anything else. Although those are gases, it is just a type of gas. Anything else that is a gas doesn't have any form at all. It forms to fit the container that it's in. So when you breathe, you're breathing in gas. Now the type of gas is always depending, like how there's different types of water, or there's different types of liquid, like water, like chocolate milk, like orange juice. And there's different types of solids, obviously, like puppies, like people, like wood, like your house. So there's different types of gases too. There's the air you breathe. There's the air that comes out of the little smelly good containers. There's a bunch of different gases, but those are the easy ones to think of. So what specific characteristics explain, besides just the general basics of a solid is hard, you can hold it. A liquid you can't hold, but you can feel it. And a gas, you generally just, you're living in it. So one thing specific to solids is the molecules within the solid are firm, which is what qualifies it as a solid. What that means is anything you do to that solid, it's still going to keep the same form. So even though I'm squishy, I'm still a solid because I still keep the same form. The wood, even if you were to chop it in half, it still has the same form, so it's a solid because all the molecules stay in the same place. When it comes to liquids, the molecules can be moved. You may not see it. You can't see molecules moving because they're so small, but that doesn't mean they're not moving around. So, you know how when you put your water or your milk or your orange juice in a cup, it fills the cup? You can't do that with a solid, right? When you put a leaf in a cup, it's still the same shape, right? The shape doesn't change. When you put orange juice in your cup, it fills to form the shape of the cup. So that's how there's a difference between solids and liquids. When it comes to air, can you pour air in your cup? Yeah, but where's it at? Some gases you can see, but some you can't. But either way, the difference between liquids and gases is the molecules in gases are even farther separated than the molecules in liquid. And that's why gas is everywhere. The molecules are free to do whatever they want, and they are everywhere. The wind is blowing, the molecules are coming, and they do whatever they want, basically. With the liquid, they kind of have some movement. They can do whatever they want within the shape you put them into. So, can the water just fly around you? No, because while the molecules can move to fit a shape, they can't move freely and do like gas does. So the difference is solids molecules are really tight. They don't move. And when they do move, they just go straight back where they were. They just kind of shift and then that's it. They don't go anywhere. Liquids can move, but to an extent. So they can dance a little bit, but they're still confined in a little shape. And gas is free to do whatever gas wants. He's everywhere. So, what different things can you find in a yard for the different states of matter? I already said we're solid, right? Well, what about Mikey? Is Mikey a solid? Is he a liquid? Is he a gas? So, what about the water from the water hose? Or the water in the bird fountain? Is that a liquid or a gas? or a solid? What about the grass on the ground? Would that be a liquid, a solid, or a gas? What about the air around us? Liquid, solid, or gas? What about, let's think. What are different solids that you can find in your house? Now remember, solids are things that hold their shape. And even if you were to cut them in half, they're still the same shape on either side. They don't move. What are different solids that you can find around your house? What about liquids? What are different liquids you can find around your house? Remember, liquids fold and move and mush into the different shape that they're being formed into, like a cup or a bathtub. What are different liquids? What about gases? What are different gases you can find around your house? Remember, gases are everywhere and they go wherever they want. Is this gas right here? Is there anything there? There is. It's a gas. Now I won't get into the different gases that it is because it's a little complicated, but there's definitely gas here and you can feel it when the wind blows. So what things can you find either in your house or your backyard or even your front yard that are different solids, liquids, and gases? What are different things you can find inside or outside your house that are living things and non-living things? Do you remember what the differences are? Living things grow, reproduce, and respond to outside stimulants. Remember, stimulants are different things that react with your item that you're talking about. What about the different colors? Do you remember what the three primary colors are? Red, yellow, and blue. Can you find the different colors in your house? How about think about what the different colors mix to create? What do red and yellow make? What do blue and yellow make? And what do red and blue make? And then can you find those colors in your house? Now remember, what is your doggy's name? That is the most important question. Remember your doggy's name. Mikey? 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 Mikey's busy. He doesn't want to listen to his name right now. So I hope you guys had fun doing a little bit of backyard searching and hopefully learning a lot of things or relearning a lot of things, helping you remember things that you already knew. Tomorrow I want to try to do a science experiment that is based around Easter. I'm hopefully going to be doing something with peeps, so if you want to follow along, you'll just need a handful of peeps. We're most likely going to need baking soda and vinegar, and then just some regular water, some little cups that you don't mind having to wash, or you can use plastic cups if you want. We might need some balloons. I really haven't decided what we're going to be doing. It depends on the supplies that I can find within the house, but a lot of these, minus the peeps, are stuff that you generally have all the time. So for sure you're going to need baking soda and vinegar. You're going to need peeps. You're going to need probably some eggs, like some raw eggs. Either way, I'll figure it out by tomorrow. But we are going to be doing a science experiment tomorrow, and it's going to be about Easter. It's going to be something Easter themed. So be ready for that. And before the video starts, I'll make sure to put this, I'll let y'all know about the supplies you need in case you want to keep up at some point, whether it's rewatching the video and following along, or if you happen to have this stuff with you, then just doing it as we go. The science experiment will be kid focused, but with adult supervision. It's not going to be anything exploding and destroying the house, but obviously you don't want to just leave your kids to do the experiment and then something happens or they eat something or something like that. But so we'll be doing an Easter experiment tomorrow, and then hopefully days past this we will be doing different sorts of experiments that don't have to be Easter themed. because this is a lot of fun, and I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I want to be a math and science teacher. So this is something that, even though I'm not actively in class, I can be keeping up with and helping kids, at least kids that I know, to learn and try not to stress out their parents too much and hopefully have fun. So thank you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.